Most billionaires simply won't settle for an average set of wheels. When you can burn millions of dollars on a single purchase, the sky is truly the limit. Today, we're looking at the amazing cars of billionaires. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is one of the most successful boxers of all time. He has an estimated net worth of $1.1 billion and continues to earn more, even though he is allegedly retired. Most of the billionaires in my circle of friends made their money through traditional business ventures, but Mayweather managed to make a fortune almost exclusively through boxing and entertainment. He certainly has more bruises to show for his billions than the average wealthy person. Because Mayweather worked so hard for his money, he isn't afraid to spend it on lavish gifts for himself. By certain estimates, he owns more than $15 million worth of cars. You don't have to be a motorhead to understand that Floyd Mayweather is a Rolls-Royce fanatic. One of his personal favorites is the Rolls-Royce Ghost. While the average person might be shocked at the $250,000 price tag, it's just merely pocket change for him. The car comes with all the luxurious options you would expect from a Rolls-Royce. In addition to a jaw-dropping array of specs under the hood, the Ghost runs through a 6.6-liter twin-turbocharged V12 engine and can put out 575 pounds of torque and 562 horsepower. Rounding out his Rolls collection is the Rolls-Royce Phantom, which many consider to be the symbol of British luxury cars. Handcrafted in England, the Rolls-Royce Phantom was acquired by Mayweather for the monumental price of $410,000. The car features first-class amenities and can accelerate from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, thanks to its enormous 6.8-liter V12 engine that boasts 531 pounds of torque and 453 horsepower. While it is obviously not as forceful as its counterpart, the Ghost, the Phantom is more about luxury than power. And then comes his Lamborghini collection. Mayweather has several Lambos, but one is particularly valuable. While most of his cars are usually black or white, his Murcielago is a unique yellow addition to his personal collection. It has a 6.5-liter V12 engine that spits out 650 horsepower, as well as an AWD system to stabilize the tremendous power. Since they stopped making them in 2010, it can be rather difficult to determine how much Mayweather actually spent on this car. What is certain, though, is that the Murcielago cost about $330,000 new. Today, excellently maintained specimens can go for much more than that. Introduced in 2011, the Lamborghini Aventador was an instant hit among aficionados of shiny high-performance Italian exotics. The engine alone, a 6.5-liter V12 that produces a staggering 691 horsepower with an AWD system, is enough to clarify that this is a very serious performance car. The car can race from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds and has a max speed of 350 kilometers per hour. This combination of features is not cheap, as Mayweather spent about $400,000. And of course, these are just some highlights from Mayweather's collection of dozens of other sports cars, most of which he admits he never actually drives. Mark Zuckerberg. For being the sixth wealthiest person in the world, Mark Zuckerberg is not an individual with an affinity for flashy things. Most of the Facebook founder's cars would not be out of place in a middle-class home, but he has a couple of luxury vehicles in his armada. With a net worth of more than $100 billion, he could afford any car on the road, and his collection shows a mixture of flashiness and practicality. I've always appreciated a bit of modesty when it's combined with good taste for luxurious things. Zuckerberg's go-to car is a Volkswagen Golf. The Golf GTI that he drives is the 7th generation of the Golf model, made by the German manufacturer. It has a 6-speed manual transmission and a turbo engine of 2.2 liters, which gives the car 220 horsepower. This version has leather seats and a comfortable interior. Even though it is far from luxurious, the Golf is notoriously fun to drive. The car can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 6.4 2.5 seconds. The crown jewel of Zuckerberg's collection is much more appropriate for a billionaire of his stature. It is an Italian-made Pagani Huayra. This two-seat sports car has a wonderful design with a base price of €850,000. Many consider this custom ride on par with Bugatti, Aston Martin, and Ferrari, though it doesn't exactly have the same name recognition. This beast comes with a V12 6-liter engine that supports 720 horsepower. Kylie Jenner. Though Kylie Jenner's billionaire status is disputed, she was named the world's youngest self-made billionaire by Forbes in 2019 for her wildly popular Kylie Cosmetics brand. Regardless of her exact net worth, she loves making extravagant purchases even more than people with far more money. Despite having less than 1% of Mark Zuckerberg's net worth, she actually has a much flashier car collection. Perhaps her most impressive set of wheels is her Bugatti Chiron. The Chiron costs a hefty $3 million, even for the most basic version, and deluxe models can sell for much more. With 1,400 horsepower, this car outpowers almost anything on the road. In fact, it set the record for the world's fastest street-legal car with a top speed of 304 miles per hour. Kylie probably isn't pushing her Chiron to its absolute limit when she drives it around LA, but she certainly enjoys owning such an amazing vehicle. She also bought an impressive Lamborghini Aventador. Instead of choosing a normal color choice, she opted for bright orange, which complements the car's design perfectly. The Italian sports car is considered an absolute classic among car collectors. In keeping with Lamborghini tradition, the Aventador is named after a fighting bull and was first introduced in 2011. Production of the Aventador was planned to be limited to 4,000 vehicles. However, in 2016, it achieved the 5,000-unit milestone. The molds used to make the carbon fiber monocoque are expected to last 500 molds each, and only 8 have been made. The price of the Aventador is $393,695, but because Kylie opted to get a personalized version, it was likely much more expensive. Next on the list is her fleet of Ferraris. Her Ferrari 458 is Kylie's pride and joy. It's a one-of-a-kind Ferrari with comfortable leather seats and a suite of bells and whistles. Fans of her TV show know that the 458 is one of her all-time favorites. Both Kylie and her sister Chloe own a Ferrari Spider, which each retail for more than $1 million. The car has 562 horsepower and can launch from 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. This is in addition to a vintage red Mustang, a G-Wagon, a vintage Rolls-Royce, a Maybach, and many other incredible vehicles. In total, her fleet is worth between $5 and $10 million. Though she's much younger than me, Kylie has a car collection that can even rival my own. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is an interesting case because he owns Tesla, which is the foremost luxury electric car company in the world. Of course, he has access to any Tesla he wants, but with a net worth of $171 billion, well, he can also snap up any other ride he desires. Some of his choices are rather eccentric, like an original 1920s Ford Model T, the first mass-produced car in history. Though it was only sold for $850 at the time, it has become a collector's item and is essentially priceless. Apparently, the car was a gift from another extremely wealthy friend, but Musk has never revealed their identity. You'll notice that Musk has had a taste for vintage cars. He owns a 1967 Jaguar E-Type Roadster, which he bought using money from his first company Zip2 back in the 90s. It's only worth about $40,000, but Musk still holds on to the old muscle car for sentimental reasons. Musk's favorite car of all time is the McLaren F1, so understandably, he had to have one. A rare car to behold. Only 106 McLaren F1s were ever made, with Musk buying the 67th model, which was just one of 7 imported to the United States from the United Kingdom. With a top speed of 240 miles per hour, Musk has been known to race the car around his personal driveway. The newest non-Tesla model in Elon's fleet is a 2012 Porsche 911 Turbo. The iconic German car car is known for its powerful engine and delicate handling. Apparently, Musk even considered retrofitting the $83,000 car with an electric engine, though many motorheads believed it should be left in its original form. The rest of Musk's new cars are all Teslas, including a Tesla Model S Performance and the new Tesla Cybertruck. Sergey Brin and Larry Page. The Google founders, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, have a combined net worth of $177 billion, making them one of the most powerful business duos in history. Brin has a net worth of $87 billion, but he also chooses to drive mostly modest cars. He is a devout environmentalist and was one of the first adopters of Tesla as far back as 2013. In fact, that same year, Google employees pranked Brin by painting his beloved Model S pink, affixing eyelashes to the headlights, and placing a Batman logo on the front. The billionaire had a good attitude about the prank and wasn't really angered. These days, both of the Google founders drive Toyota Priuses with a price tag of only $40,000 for the most deluxe model. To them, it's more important to reduce their fossil fuel emissions than it is to turn heads when they drive down the street. But what really sets the Google founders apart is their investment in flying cars. Recent advancements in battery density, propulsion systems, and sense and avoid technology are driving the current investment frenzy into flying cars. The basic idea is that electric cars will be smaller, quieter, safer, easier to fly, and cheaper than traditional helicopters or private planes. Larry Page certainly seems to agree with this sentiment because he invested $100 million of his own money into a flying car startup called Kitty Hawk. Kitty Hawk employees have conducted more than 1,000 test flights over Nevada's Lake Las Vegas, and the company is ready to start giving rides to business partners and other influencers who might drive sales. Along with wealthy people bored at their lake houses, you can expect early deliveries to go to fleet operators such as amusement parks. It could solve a huge transportation crisis, Page said. He imagines a world where people use these vehicles to zoom from Palo Alto to San Francisco in 11 minutes, a journey that currently takes 90 or more during rush hour. So, who knows? Maybe someday Larry Page and Sergey Brin will trade in their Toyotas for flying cars. Thanks for watching. What car would you buy if you were a billionaire? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And